Hi, this is Majin. Here's some comic reviews for you. We have Last Days of, Convergence, some planets, some battles, some Secret Wars, some Star Wars, and Ending. Now, I left some books out like X-Men and Guardians because, let's be honest, those books don't matter right now. But the books, who knows how the story is going to continue, so we'll just not even worry about it. We'll just focus on some of the more newer stuff that's at least more a little bit more relevant. We're going to start off with the last days of Captain America and the Mighty Avengers. Now, I'll be honest with you, Captain America is a self-righteous prick. He's in the secret Illuminati group, he's holding secrets, and, of course he's in the Illuminati because he has to be inside that room to see what they're doing, to make sure that they're not doing anything, like immoral. And then, even Sam is like, well, I didn't tell you guys because it's a right to know. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The world is freaking going to end. You don't think you're going to tell the mighty Avengers that the world is going to end because you don't want panic? Oh, I'm just like, you guys are a bunch of, assholes, especially an event like this. I can understand you don't want to on the 6 o'clock news, but come on, And then, I can understand why Luke Cage is pissed off at Captain America, and it's just like, I, when you think back to the very beginning of all of this, granted, keeping it with the smartest, brightest minds, you would think that that would have been enough to either save everybody or maybe they fail. But at least the premise is that should have been enough. But it's kind of like this insult that you kept it quiet to a private club and you wouldn't tell your most closest associates and friends and your companions and the people that you fight day by day, with, because it's a need to know basis. Because you would think that it's highly, like, they just it's like an insult saying you're insignificant and we don't value your input, is what it is. And so I can understand their anger, of the Mighty Avengers' anger. Now, everything after that is like what these characters do. And I'm just telling you, this could have been good. This really could have been good. It's wasted opportunity, and they're cramming everything in at the last second type thing. Maybe spread this out over another issue or two on top of how many issues they have here. You could have had some really emotional moments, especially, with Luke and Jessica and Iron Fist. You could have brought in a whole bunch of other characters that these people touch, and even like saving people, saving their lives, and how they know that, yeah, I'm saving you today, and risking my life, but I know that in 2 months it's done. I'm just giving you that extra bit of extra time. And I think that could have been such a much more powerful story than what they just shelved out. And it's just, I'm really disappointed. And I understand it's scheduling, it's all this other nonsense, but, like, I just wish they got rid of the last storyline completely and rode the last days of longer. All right, Convergence. Convergence is, in my opinion, the worst so far event book in modern history. It is so ill conceived. It is ill planned. King does it to me. It doesn't even seem that he has a grasp of these characters. the The battle between good and evil versions of each other is like this. Really? A 10-year-old could have done this. This type of writing. As a kid, I used to do pictures like this, where you just create your own superheroes, or you have your own, or you use your Marvel or DC characters, and you just throw them on a page fighting because you don't know how to construct a story well enough to put them into a building or something. And it's like, it's a joke. And then when you get this part here, there's like later on, it's like when they need to dismiss superheroes or villains, like they're just like tossing them aside like they were, like Aunt May. and it's just, I'm like, this is just ridiculous. It's an insult, to these characters, and then, okay, now granted, we pretty much already assumed that Telos was going to fight. But we learn that there is yet another villain. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's like, just imagine you're reading Secret Wars, right? And then the Watcher shows up like on the last couple issues. He just suddenly appears and he pulls out a gun and he starts shooting everybody because he's really Deadpool wearing a Watcher mask. And that's what I feel this book is like. Because that's what is happening almost. There is a being who's like, I can't see the future. I'm watching. And I can't see the past. I don't see what's going on. And then he starts going crazy. And that's this guy right here. I'm like, who the hell knows who this guy is? Really? Oh, Bam's like, well, Superman fought him, met him once before. And I'm like, well, where's the reference? Where's the little blurb? See Superman Volume 5, Episode 3. And that's who he is. You know what I mean? It's like, this is not user-friendly for new readers. That's what I'm telling you. King has no clue. What's shocking? It's like shocking revelation after shocking revelation. And what's really shocking is this piece of garbage got past everything, And my guess is it just got green-lit, because nobody wanted to deal with it because they're all moving, from New York to California. This is just, it's a mess. I mean, the art's decent. I mean, there's some really good pictures here and there. But this is a freaking joke. I'm like, okay, all of you people, and you know who you are, who hated Fear Itself, who hated Civil War, who hated House of M, who hated Siege, you better apologize, because this is worse than everything Marvel has put out since House of M. Worst. Heck, all right, my only disclaimer is I'm not including that event book where people came back from the dead. I didn't read it. It looked stupid, but I didn't read it, and that wasn't necessarily a true major event like Convergence or Secret Wars or that kind of thing. It was like, or same with Black Vortex. Black Vortex isn't a true main event summertime book, so those books don't count. This is a joke. This is a freaking insult. Man, I hope King never writes another book again, because this is freaking disaster. Damn, that's a long rant. Okay, Planet Hulk #1. I really love Planet Hulk #1. It starts off with basically the Thor. There's like where the Hulk's reign is. The Red Hulk's reign is. They're Hulks, so they're always causing problems. And they need somebody to go in and fix the problem. And that's going to be Captain America and Devil Dinosaur. And basically, Captain America's main focus is to find Bucky. And he's going through all this nonsense, like fighting the clan of the Wolverines to try to get that information. And since it fails, he eventually gets captured, and then he's got to go to face Doom because of the bad things he did. And Doom makes him the offer, basically kill or get rid of Red Hulk, and then we'll show you where, or we'll give you the information about Barnes, or you can have Barnes back. And I think this was really a good book. I'm really looking forward to it. I think there's going to be some serious fighting in this, so I'm definitely on board. The art is, like I said, art was good, story was good, and there's a nice little twist at the end too. Okay, Battle World #1. This is one of those books that DC really needed with Convergence, because what Battle World basically is doing is it's it's basically giving you a snapshot of what's going on in the other worlds, and it's like basically going, okay, here's some of the characters, this is what they're doing, and in this case we have Wolverine. It's like basically, if you remember, there's that Fantastic Four with Wolverine, Hulk, and Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man here, and then they're fighting like a magical version of the Punisher, and there's also a MODOK story too, and like this is not necessarily what I would call a mandatory book to read, but if you wanted to get a little more flavor as to what's going on, this is kind of what it is. The stories, the art, I mean, the stories were okay. It's one of these things that it's going to be, your mileage is going to vary. Okay, Deadpool's Secret Wars. All right, basically, this is the secret story of Deadpool that you didn't know about because he was apparently in the original Secret Wars, and they're retelling the story with him in it. I'm not sure what to think about it. Part of it was funny and it was entertaining. He clearly doesn't fit at all in the story, and you can tell the way things are written too. It's kind of like at times it's like they're ignoring him at the same time, and I think there's going to be some people who are really going to enjoy this book, and then there's people like me who are just kind of like on the offense with it. I'll probably get at least one more issue, but I don't know if I'm going to go much more than that. Okay, Star Wars number 5. Aaron did another great job. This story is basically Boba Fett. He's looking for Luke Skywalker, and while that's going on, you have Han and Leia on a special mission, and the dialogue between these two characters is awesome. I mean, if you remember the dialogue that was Empire Strikes Back, this is exactly what's going on right here. This and passive-aggressive flirtation type thing. And while I do think it's going to get old if they keep doing this, especially since we know what the outcome is, but as it is right now, I'm enjoying it. It just pulls you in to the magic of those original Star Wars movies. Cassidy did a great job with the art, and I'm really enjoying the storyline so far. And the ultimate end. All right, this takes place on a battle world. Now, I as I started to read it, I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then, as I was reading it, I started to piece it all together. Okay. Basically, what's going on is this: the events in Secret Wars 1 happened. The world got destroyed. Both of the universes got destroyed. So this is the battle world of Manhattan that's on Doom's world. And it's basically surviving superheroes. And this is where it got really confusing because, it's like in some cases they look exactly the same. Like you have two Tony Starks. One Tony Stark is drinking, the other one's in his Iron Man uniform or armor. But I'm thinking, okay, the new superior Iron Man drinks. And why isn't he in the white suit? So I was like, which one's which? Because this Iron Man who's just drinking is more like Superior Iron Man. You have Nick Fury. Which Nick Fury is he? Because they both look exactly alike. So I'm going, okay, I know Cyclops is dead, and he's got the uniform of the 616. So then I can at least go, okay, all these guys are 616ers. But this is just like really confusing. And there's a lot of bickering. There's a lot of mistrust. They both want to go home. Both sides just want to go home. And the issue kind of gets sidetracked by Spider-Man's wisecracks and how he's like, how people figured out his secret identity type thing. So well, I can understand that's typical Bendis. At the same time, I don't know. It seems a little lost. I don't think this is his strongest work. but it's not. It could be a lot better. If anything, it's maybe an average to low average to average book. But it's possible that once we get to issue 2, because something happens at the end of this issue, and once we start going to issues 2 and 3 and so on, I'm thinking that things are going to start hopefully picking up. But this, I would say, is not off to the greatest start. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Let me know what you guys bought and liked and didn't like. I'll have some more reviews and stuff later. And I just do the comic podcast with Cons, Freaks, and Geeks, and that's down below. And until next time.